Alright, back with more Gladius, and now it's time to try out the Orks. I have really not played much Orks in my time. It's mostly been Guard or Mechanicus, but I wanted to give the Orks a shot. I was interested in the idea of playing one of the factions in this game that is a little bit more wide and less tall with their city building, and I believe I have heard that about the Orks. So I just want to take a real quick look at what seem to be their main traits here, which is might makes right. Units increase influence by doing damage, but every unit has an influence upkeep, so the influence mechanic is not just a thing you spend for special abilities, like with pretty well every other faction of the board. The Orcs have to spend it on upkeep for all their units, which does make sense because the Orcs, part of their whole thing in lore, is that they're not really so much there for pay. They're really there because of the influence of their leader, because they want to follow in with the great big war of whatever great war boss there is at the top. They have Wall. Units gain a bonus to attacks when influence is high, so I need to keep the influence above a certain threshold to make my units do better. Animosity. The units suffer penalty to attacks when influence is low. Yep, that's the opposite of the Wall thing. That makes sense. Units gather ore when they kill units. More encouragement to go out and fight. Units have increased HP regen, and cities have increased growth. That makes sense. And there's the Orkoid fungus, which is deliberately manufactured by cities and can also be made when an Ork unit dies. It heals nearby Ork units and also increases food output. It's also just dynamically something that gets generated on the map. You can have a game of like four dudes that are not Orks, a four-way between Space Marines, Necrons, Eldar, and let's say Chaos. And there will be no Orks on the field, and yet Orkoid fungus develops on the map anyways. I've seen that plenty. Mob rule. Infantry have reduced morale loss based on the amount of allied units in the area, and infantry units can run to traverse longer distances. Okay, there we go. That's all the things the Orcs have going. Let's go ahead and start things up, but I'm going to shut up during the opening cutscene. Microphone at the studio was evidently not built for whatever voice actor was playing that orc. Odd little Rorschach reference there, a little bit of Watchmen. Alright, let's see. We start with a unit of mechs and 3 units of boys. And let's see here. This is a really good start position, it looks like. Let's send the boys out to do a little bit of light exploring. See if there's any particularly crazy start positions here. Alright, so what we're going to want... I would love to have access to Recaf Leaf right out the gate. However, that does not look like that's going to be a possibility. I believe... Hang on, let's see. Oh, we can't look at the research tree until we've already built a city. I believe Orcs can build their cities with a 3-tile width. In which case, if we were to build on this tile here, we would have access to 1, 2, 3 tiles. So what we're going to need here is we're going to need to build on that tile right there if we want to have access to that ore field, that Ruin of Vol, and that Recaf Leaf. I'd really rather not devote the time to doing that. I'd rather not lose a turn if I can help it, especially this early in the game. So I'm going to go here. Okay, we've got our first city, the Eep. Yeah, my pronunciation of Orcish is going to be perhaps a bit off here. What is the word for their language in Warhammer 40k? I'm aware that there is a word for the greenskin language in Warhammer Fantasy. Hang on, let's see. Our infantry producing building, the pile of Daka, produces 1 food, 1 influence, and 1 loyalty. Okay. Well, in that case, we probably don't want to put it on any particularly great tile. Nothing that we're going to be using a whole bunch of. Now, we'll go for this tile right here, yeah. And who else needs orders? Oh, we can go ahead and take some shots at the webway gate. Don't mind if I do. And there's another webway gate right here. Excellent. Alright, for our research, let's see. We're going to be taking the... Let's go with Commando Camp. That sounds good. We'll be wrapping the turn up. There is some kind of... There is some actual word in Warhammer Fantasy for the language of the Greenskins. I'm having trouble recalling it. Yeah, well. Maybe I'll remember it some other day. Let's tear these webway gates down. Let's... Probably don't want to have the Orc boys venture too far from home, though. Because that could be a problem if barbarians do a bit of damage to me. Especially, yeah, those Kroot Hounds, for instance. Let's see. We'll have this Orc boy unit pull back. Yeah, we'll have everybody pull back a little bit. As we don't want to lose any of our Orc boys this early in the game. Speaking of Orc boys, let's construct the pile of DACA to go ahead and get some more out there in the field. Let's see, we've got our wall level, 4 out of 10. So I'm going to assume I need to keep my influence above 100, is what I'm going to bet. Guess we'll see when we get there. Okay, we're going to, let's see, push all our units in together. Take that ore field, take the free 2 minerals, thank you. And, oh, we've already got an unclaimed item. We'll probably want to get to work on a commando camp soon. Come to think of it. Let me look at the stats on the Orc boys. 2 armor, 18 health. That's pretty good health. Sluggas are just about as bad as you would expect. And Choppas, yeah, they're alright. All things considered, considering how cheap these guys are. Let's see, they have Furious Charge, so... Plus 10% circumstance melee damage. Does that mean they just do more melee damage? I don't know what that means. Okay, circumstance melee damage. I just don't know. Mob rule, so minus 3% morale loss per ally in the area. Rapid decomposition, they create orcoid fungus when they die. They heal 3 health per turn instead of 2 when they're healing. They get 3 influence from attacking, 3 ore from killing. And we've got the Wog and the Forest buffs. Okay. Let's go ahead and push the boys up then. Alright. Alright, Commando Camp. It produces influence and loyalty, but does not produce food. Good to know. Also produces the War Boss. We're going to want to get that thing up after our DACA pile, I have a strong feeling. The War Boss is probably quite good. He usually is in most games. And we'll take the Cult of Speed as well. Now, let's see. How wide can a city expand? Three tile radius. Okay, now, hang on. Let's see. What are the last couple... Okay, we don't have a loyalty buff, curiously, at the tier 10 of research. Which is different from how a lot of other races play the game. Oh, goody, enslavers. My favorite. Oh, Catachan, what is their names? The Catachan Stalker? No. Oh, the Vespids are going to throw some Overwatch at me. Well, I'm playing Orks. I'm not really that focused on armor, so I don't care that much about their armor piercing. That's more annoying if I was playing Necrons or Space Marines. Or Sisters. Units, the armies that are more reliant on armor to live. But the Orks don't really care. Now, let's see. Are these Orc boys going to have to be pulled back? Yes, they are. Because the Vespids naturally are focusing on my most wounded unit. And that is a big part of why you keep your units stuck together. Alright, we'll go with Here We Go. Go ahead and pop that. What is the cooldown on that? 5 turns? That's not bad. I was kind of expecting 10 turns, really. Now, we're not going to be able to kill these Vespids in 1 turn, but we're going to be able to make them leave. spook the barbs enough for them to just get out of here. The other Vespids are, yeah, going to step up to take some shots at these other Orc boys. It's not going to be enough to worry about. Might be able to finish them off. Might be able to beat these guys. Yeah, we're going to be able to beat these guys. Alright. First barbarian kill of the game. It's a special event. And there they go. Alright. Let's see. Deep has finished a pile of Daka. So we will go ahead and get a unit of Orc boys on the field. We will also go ahead and put a commando camp down there as well. Now, I'm wondering, is this what the mechanic is with the Orcs that encourages them to go a bit more wild with placing cities? The loyalty from unit production buildings. Is this why the Orcs are considered to be pretty good at going tall? Or going wide, rather. I'm curious, because they don't have any, bespoke mechanics supposedly devoted to that. Alright, we've got the Cult of Speed. They produce ore, influence, and loyalty. Alright. So we'll get one of those up in a minute. Let's go ahead and let this Orc boy unit heal. He'll heal pretty quickly anyway, so that'll be nice. I'm glad I didn't get put on a peninsula of some kind. I think I've mentioned this several times before, but one of the most unfortunate positions you can be in this game is to spawn on a little peninsula off by yourself rather than on the mainland and be trapped on the continent by a particularly strong barbarian or by other players. I've had that happen to me plenty of times. I want to say that the one time I've played the Orcs before, I was locked on a peninsula. Well, there's Chaos Cultists running around up there, but they probably won't be a problem. Especially once I get the Orc production going real strong. And just get loads of these guys out in the field. Alright, these Orc boys have finished. Let's go ahead and get this webway gate cleared out. Let's see. Deep. Whatever. Yeah, that Orc boy is nearly finished healing. And he has a new 4th comrade coming. He will come out just this next turn. There he is. Let's get him up there with the others. And he will be joined by the previous Orc boy unit, who has finished healing. Alright, let's move these guys over a bit slowly. Okay, there's a Catachan Devil lair. Catachan Devils. That's what they're called. Or is it Catachan? It's difficult to say. I'm not an Englishman. They presumably pronounce it their own special way. This is bad. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Uh-oh. Yikes. Okay, is the Catachan Devil going to wipe out my Orc boys in one turn? No, maybe. Oh, this is really bad. This is real bad. This is a very sudden ambush. This is unfortunate. This unit of Orc boys is not going to live. They're just simply not going to live. So they might as well go out throwing hands. Is there anyone else that can get in there and help? No, it does not look like that's the case. That is unfortunate. Well, it always sucks to lose a unit this early in Gladius. It's always unfortunate. It's always a little bit hobbling. We'll go ahead and order a unit of Orc boys just to replace him when he's dead. Yep, there we go. Yeah, there was no way of knowing. Stuff hides in the fog of war, and you can't really deal with it. Is that Catachan Devil going to be aggressive? It keeps moving after my units. Is it gonna go? No? Huh? Okay, well. Maybe it's just being territorial. I don't know if the Catachan Devil is particularly programmed to behave like that. Well, let's see. The War Boss. 2 food, 4 influence upkeep. We'll grab one. It'll probably be worth more that way. Let's go ahead and tear up this forest tile here. So we can put a... Let's not. Let's hold off on that for just a turn. I'm going to need more food. So let's get to work on our first food tile. Alright, that remaining Chaos Cultist unit couldn't have got far. Now I've got Now I'm to where I can do some damage to him. Ah, there we go. Found him with his little pathetic little, what is that? Auto pistols? Yeah, auto pistols. That's what they're called. Clear out this little sector here. Fog of Warsville, as it were. That guy killed an orc boy by himself. Oh, that's impressive. Anyways, bye. Let's see, we got anything going on up here? Doesn't look like that's the case. We've hit the edge of the map. So probably not too much to worry about from the northwest now. In Deep. So let's see. Let's go ahead and throw down a farm of some kind, yeah. We're going to need energy soon, which is unfortunate because there's not any good energy spots in Deep. Going to need to soon look into building a city in the desert to our south. Let's see, let's go ahead and take Grot Huts. Soon we're going to after Grot's Huts, we're going to have to look at the Weird Boy. Because the Weird Boy is probably going to be quite good. Oh, interesting, because an orc unit died there, it left fungus that is now healing my regular orc boys. How much damage do we do to the Catacan Devil? We do a lot of damage to the Catacan Devil. Well, let's keep doing damage. Let's do some damage to the Catacan Devil. That way, this little plot of real estate unambiguously belongs to us. Probably want to sooner rather than later be clearing up the desert down to the south, as that's where I'm interested in expanding to, as soon as I can get a mech hut up. Alright, we got 4 units of orc boys. Let's go ahead and send these guys... let's go out west a bit. Alright, the city of Deep has got a orc boy out there. Let's go ahead and put the production down for a little bit. Okay, let's see. Let's not mess with the Enslaver until we know we can run him down. Let's instead send everybody down south. So we can get into working on that desert like I want to. These orc boys will send over here. Let's see. Neophyte hybrids. Oh, we're going to eat an Overwatch attack. Eh, we only lose a single orc boy. That's not bad. Oh, they don't do impressive damage, huh? Oh, hey, more orcoid fungus. Nice. Oh, I hope the enslavers aren't actively pursuing me. That would be unfortunate. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and work on these Vespid. Probably won't be... Oh, we will be able to finish them this turn. Excellent. Then we can work on those neophyte hybrids. Going to need to eventually send somebody up northwest to deal with those enslavers, but ideally we'll be having all 4 orc boys in one place where they can deal with them. Maybe the war boss as well, because the war boss isn't going to get mind controlled. Okay, war boss on the field. Excellent. He starts level 1. Let's see, he can either get the attack squig, which is an extra attack. It is a passive attack, okay. Or he can get increased health points, increased HP. Or he can have the Bust Heads ability, which reduces morale loss for nearby units. And let's see, he can also make more influence from combat. These all sound quite good. Let's go with the attack squig. There we go. And apparently that's just, the attack squig counts as a melee weapon. That's funny. Wait, hang on. Let's see. Curious about this. Okay, can't Overwatch. I was kind of wondering, why can I choose to turn the attack squig off? I was kind of wondering for a second, like, is the attack squig discreetly a passive attack? Like, is he an Overwatch ability of some kind? Is it, like, supposed to be a guard dog? Or a guard squig, rather? Squigs are the coolest, man. I need to start doing Total War Warhammer Let's Plays, because the Wii Special mod for Total War Warhammer released, and I haven't looked at it at all, and I know that I really should. Because it's got to be good. Those mods are always good. Alright, let's go ahead and clear out this bit of forest there. I'm going to put the power plant there because I need energy. I can't just afford to be bleeding it. Oh my god, is that a pipeline down there? By god, it is. Alright, well, I definitely know where I'm settling my second city then. Alright, we got the population cap building. Definitely going to need to look into that soon. Okay, who all do we want here to look into going... Oh, wait, I just walked into those neophyte hybrids. Did I? Hell, these guys can attack on the next turn, but they won't get their Overwatch bonus then. Let's push the war boss up here, yep. He'll be able to do some good work, I have a strong feeling. Let's see, what is this? Rocket launcher. He has a rocket launcher. Really? Oh, that's cool. So I get an early anti-armor choice on my hero. That's cool. Alright, let's throw down a power plant right there. Excellent. Which, let's see. Let's also go ahead and claim, let's see, what is this? An endurance implant. Interesting. The endurance implant just increases the amount of moves that the war boss gets per turn. So now he moves 4 tiles instead of 3. That's cool. And also he gets the lightning gauntlet, which increases his damage by 50%. Oh, those are both really good items. Okay, let's go ahead and research the Weird Boy before we go up in tier here, though. The fighting pits will probably also be something we need to look into soon. But hero units, especially Psychers, are almost always very good. Okay, who all is healed up? It looks like everybody is healed up. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's see, right here. Can we get a good glimpse? Yes, we can see where the... Oh, wow, the war boss has 4 tiles to move every turn. That's a really good item. I should buy more of those from the store, because wow. Okay, and the Lightning Gauntlet is a passive that applies every 3 turns. Oh, now that's really nice. Yeah, whew. Okay, yeah, War Boss good. I like the War Boss. War Boss is a good unit. Alright, let's get this guy up here, reclaim this pipeline. Let's see, we got a Cybernetica Datasmith here near. Let's be careful then, because where there's one of these guys, that means there's definitely a Castellan. And I do not have the anti-armor capabilities to deal with that. Okay, we got a whole load of neophyte hybrids around here, and that Castellan. We're gonna need to probably settle the city to deal with that neophyte hybrid. Hang on. Not the neophyte hybrid, that Castellan. Let's move these guys around. The forest will provide enough cover. Yeah, it's providing enough cover. They're taking plenty of hits, but nonetheless, it ain't gonna matter to them. That has some conveniently placed wireweed. Alright, the war boss could probably stand to sit in the back and heal here. Can anyone step up and help these orc boys? No, not this turn at least. Well, hang on, we can go ahead and hit, let's see. Let's go ahead and hit, here we go. There we go, now we can step up and help. Help! And wipe out those Gene Stealer cultists. Excellent. Okay, anything else we need to deal with? Let's stick the team together for a little while. Now, here in Deep, we will be going ahead and putting the commando camp to sleep until we get the Weird Boy researched. Now, the Weird Boy is probably going to cost energy, right? Don't Psychers usually cost energy? I could be wrong. Maybe that's just for the guard. Can never really know, because for most of the races, airplanes cost energy, except for the Sisters of Battle, for whom the airplanes cost... What was it? They cost influence, didn't they? Let's go ahead and heal up the Orc boys and the War Boss. We'll have the rest of the army kind of camp out here until then, until they're ready to get back in there. Better safe than sorry. Definitely would like to take more outposts if I can, though. Ah, that's my relay pipe. Alright, well, clearly I will not stand for this aggression. Is this the best you got? Okay, let's see. We got the enslavers there. We're going to want to let the war boss take his pick here. Let's see. He only has one ranged weapon, which is the rocket launcher, and it doesn't have any reason for me to not shoot it. So I'll go ahead and Doesn't have heavy, doesn't have rapid fire, doesn't have any reason for me to hold off. Okay, let's see here. Anyone got Overwatch? Nope. Alright. That's good with me. So we'll go ahead and clear out these Chaos Cultists, and then we'll move on to the Gene Stealer Cultists next turn. It's good to be an orc. Alright, back at the Eep, we've got a power generator up, and it is doing quite good. So our next little project, let's see. We could probably use research. That doesn't sound too bad. But before anything else, probably I'm going to need, let's see, the Mech Bits Yard, which does provide research. So yeah, that's just flatly good. That's just what I should be going for. So we'll be going over here. Yeah. And we'll be putting in the Mech Bits Yard. After that, we will look into what is economically sound. But getting a second city going, particularly one with a better energy economy than what I'm working with here, sounds like a good idea. I forget, do enslavers count as a flying unit? Probably, in which case those guys are probably pretty bad for us orcs. Are these guys flyers? They're skimmers. Excellent. What is that? Psychic Lash. Attacks penetrate all armor. Really? Okay. The war boss doesn't care. Wow, he's just going to do 30 damage. Good lord. What? That must be partly the power gauntlet, right? The lightning gauntlet. Yeah, that must be, because that was absurd. That was bonkers. Oh, well, I guess whatever old one artifact he was camping out on belongs to me now. Won't complain about that. Ah, we got the Gene Stealer Cultist right there. Let's go ahead and see if we can scare him off. Do a little bit of damage. Now, let's see here. I'm going to want to go ahead and take a look at... Oh, the War Boss leveled up. Let's see. Let's get him Big Boss. 16 health. Very nice. And it also goes up by 1 every level, does it not? So the War Boss can get to be pretty tanky by himself. Wonder what are the other resources here. Let's see. Oh, good lord. Is this between two Promethean pipelines? 2 of them? This might be the ultimate spot for an energy city. This is I was about to say this is a gold mine. This ain't a gold mine. This is an electricity mine. This is an energy mine. I'll be gladly taking a piece of this action. Let's send everybody else down there to get a look at this. While I'm at it, I should probably... I wonder if there's a unit that can deliberately just place down Orkoid Fungus. Because that could be really good. If it just heals you every turn, regardless of whether or not you're actually in the heal stance. Sheesh. Okay, how long would it take for me to clear that tile? 2 turns. Eugh. Ugh. Ugh. Ah, that's unfortunate. Not much can be done, though. Even putting down Orkoid Fungus would take me a while. Okay, yes, the Weird Boy costs a energy and a half, as well as 3 influence. We'll grab him. We're going to need to put out influence buildings pretty soon, though, as the amount of units we have now is going to cost a lot. Let's get the Fighting Pits out. The Pain Boy, that's a hero unit? Really? Huh. Oh, I've fought those guys before. Of course I have. Silly me. Okay. We'll get to work on the Fighting Pits, though, because loyalty is loyalty, and loyalty is the best. Loyalty is great. Loyalty builds economies in this game. Orcs heal so fast, man. I can now see why it was always so, like, I always felt like the Orcs, if I didn't finish an army, it just kept going. Okay, let's see here. Stick most of our army together if we can help it. Without setting off any particular units. Overwatch. We're gonna need to heal the War Boss, though. Oh, let's see here. Can we get in the range of hitting the Cybernetica Datasmith without making the Neophyte hybrids mad? It doesn't look like that's the case. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and send forward somebody who can give them a little bit of something to worry about. Oh, does every unit get a health point for a level? Interesting. Because, let's see, this unit is level 2. They have 19 health. But this one is level 3, and they have 20 health. Come to think of it, there's something else I want to test. Oh, they increase? Yeah, they increase hit points and damage as well as morale by... Okay, that makes sense. Basic game mechanics, but I'm only just now figuring them out. Give me a second. Let's see here. Neophyte hybrids, you want to hit these guys first. They do more damage. I'm not really worried about what the Datasmith can do. Now, the Datasmith, wow, can be instantly removed from the face of the earth by the War Boss. The War Boss might be able to go ahead and take out the Castellan, which would be pretty nice. Speaking of that, let's see. Speaking of the War Boss. There is the potential... I'd be curious about doing some shopping. Which, come to think of it, you can purchase the Lightning Gauntlet, okay. Can I also purchase... What is that I've got? The Endurance Implant. Can you purchase the Endurance Implant? By God, you can. What have I been doing all this time, ignoring these great possibilities? Let's see, there's also, for stuff that increases the damage, I mean, I could throw on, let's see, what is it? What does the Sightless Helm do? Increased ranged accuracy, and gets rid of ranged damage reduction. Well, that's quite good. But let's see, the Morning Blade of Lazarek increases the armor penetration and the damage. Well, that sounds quite good. The Jacaro Digital Weapon is a free attack that does big damage in AP. Sheesh. Oh, wow. This is such good stuff here. Every time I forget. Okay. How have I not been using dimensional keys to get heroes to where I need them? Good lord. Yeah, okay. We've got 170 influence. Let's hold off on spending it just for now. But, ooh, what's some stuff I could get for cheap? Recovery package. It's just an instant 25% heal. 40 influence. That's not very good. Omniscope. No, we're not using range that much. Penetration. Item that increases the damage. It's a one chart. Yeah, if it's a one-use item, it's less interesting. Okay, let's see. Back here in Deep, we have finally got a spot open for the Mech Pits Yard. So I'll be starting on that. Enslavers. I hate them. Uh-oh, watch out. There's the Castellan. And are those Necron warriors? They are. Okay. That is definitely tied to the Enslaver. So, we're seeing what's going on there. I've got Necrons to deal with. Must be a day ending in Y. Let's see here. We're going to pull the rest of our force back and heal some. Now, is the Castellan going to chase us? The Castellan will, as well as the Necron warriors. Now, the War Boss, though, might be able to do quite a bit of summa damage to the Castellan. But the Castellan does so much damage to him. Okay, well, we're just gonna run all the way out of here and hopefully lose their interest. No one runs away faster than the Orks. Now, if they follow us through the Fog of War, I'd be fairly impressed, because I am pretty sure the AI does actually have to worry about the Fog of War the same way we do. This isn't like Total War, where the Fog of War is a mechanic that exists only to inconvenience the player. Let's have the War Boss heal. Let's have some other boys heal, you guys. Everybody get some healing in. Now we've got a weird boy. Okay, and he is level 1 as well. On him, let's see, what spell do we get? Frazzle, which is the classic, just does damage. It's a blast. It's got some armor penetration. Alternatively, Warpath increases number of melee attacks of the weird boy and adjacent mob role allied units. Really? Just a simple melee attack buff. Interesting. Oh! Or he can just produce research by himself. Well, in that case, let's first go for Frazzle, because otherwise I don't see him doing much on his own to pick up levels, which is what he needs. But after that, we'll be definitely picking up the research ability. Let's see, what else abilities does he have naturally? Does not look like he's got anything in particular that's special. He is a Psyker, and he's got WA 7, because we've got the WA level up to 7. Okay, so, okay. Each level of WA increases or decreases Orc unit attacks and building loyalty by 2%. Oh, WA increases loyalty. That makes sense. I'm dumb. Wall level is based on accumulated influence and unit influence upkeep, and it refreshes at the start of the turn. Okay, so I assume it's got some kind of complex mathematical formula that I'm not aware of then. Okay, let's see. Deep has started work on a mech bits yard. We will be putting the commando camp to sleep, though those are some very good heroes the Orks get access to. That's good to know that increasing our influence, though, increases our loyalty. Though, the wall level just went down. I wonder what the deal is there. It must be that having a influence deficit hurts you just as well as having low influence. So we're going to have to get on that. We're going to have to get some influence buildings up. Because while we are building up a decent amount of influence through fighting, we're losing a lot of it on the units we actually have. Okay, we have loyalty building. We can do that. Let's see, the weird boy is over here. We'll have this orc boy do a little bit of scouting. We should get him and the weird boy to meet up, though. Alright, we've got the fighting pits. Let's go ahead and research the pain boy, because I assume he's also quite good. And we'll end the turn. Okay, is everybody fully healed? Just about everybody. So we will go ahead and push back up here. There is the Castellan. The weird boy might be able to do some decent damage to the Castellan. I guess we'll see. Which, let's go ahead and check. If I were to have the weird boy attack the Castellan directly with his little stick, he would do no damage, which doesn't surprise me. However, if the war boss were to do an attack, and hang on, let's not just go with the rocket launcher. If he were to do it with his power claw, he would do a lot of damage. That's good to see. If a set of orc boys were to do, they do unremarkable amount of damage. Not bad, especially against the Castellan, because the Castellan has so many damage resistances and armor and all that. Okay, mech boys cost ore instead of food. That's surprising, considering they're an infantry unit. Okay, let's go ahead and get him out in the field, though. Meanwhile, we will go ahead and get to work on... Well, we're going to need influence. Evidently, we need influence. Influence is a problem, so let's get to work on that. After that, we're going to need to look at loyalty. And then, ideally, at some point in the future, we will be bothering with the building that produces buildings, which comes in the next tier, the scrap sheds. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and have somebody move up to take this pipeline. This one? Sure. Oh, we already own this pipeline. What am I thinking? Okay, where is the Castellan? There is the Castellan. He's only got a range of 2, so we don't have to be worried just yet. Let's keep the war boss behind the boys. The boys are tougher. And we'll keep the weird boy even further back. Now, the Castellan's probably going to move up soon. Nope, not this turn. Okay, good to know. We'll move forward a little slowly. Now, what else is there around here? There was the Enslaver and the Necron warriors that it had enslaved, but who knows where they've gone off to. The Necron... Usually enslaved units tend to just go somewhere wild on the map that you would never expect. They seem to not actually, like, have a pattern that they observe. Okay, have we got... Yes, we do have the Castellan right there. So let's go ahead and get in there and get some hits on him. Yeah, we'll let the war boss move in and he'll take his shot. Yeah, we're doing a not inconsiderable amount of damage to this guy. Might be able to finish him the next turn. Anybody got a move left? No, nobody's got a move left. Alright. Let's see, the weird boy. Do I want to buy the weird boy an item? Probably not. Especially because we're only just now starting to deal with our influence deficit. Oh, you can't get away that easy. Let's see. Now, he's going to go ahead and sling one of his shots at me. Whew. Taking off half the orc boy's health. Just that easy. Sheesh. But, we're dealing with him, and now that he's gone, that will open up our real estate opportunities considerably. Okay, the War Boss is a really good unit. Admittedly, he's got that humongous Lightning Gauntlet buff, which I'm sure is a big influence on why he is doing so well. But still, jeez. Okay, let's see. What is the cooldown time on Frazzle? It does not have a cooldown time, so I can just use it every turn. It's pretty well a ranged attack for the Weird Boy. Good to know. So he will go ahead and bust it out. Yeah, he's just shooting lightning out of his brain. That makes sense. Could use some upgrades to it, though. Alright, let's see here. The War Boss can get an upgrade to the Squig, the little pet Squig. He is currently... He does 1.2 damage, and this would put him up 2.4. And he does no armor penetration. He's got 3.4 attacks. Accuracy of 10. Okay, so this just doubles the amount of damage that the attack Squig does. I see. Well, by itself, the Power Claw also does, let's see, 6 AP, 7.3 damage, attack, 3.4 attacks, and accuracy of 8. So, yeah, Attack Squig doesn't seem like it's got that crazy of stats. I do want to invest in it just because it's a cute little bastard, but probably smarter to go for the Big Boss ability. Pick up the health points, make the War Boss tankier. Alright. Now, the City of Deep has got its influence building up. Our influence economy is actually doing pretty good now. That's nice to see. Probably, yeah, I want to look at a loyalty building. We need a population cap building. That's so annoying every time. We'll get that up and ready. I see. Ambles. Excellent. All things considered, not a horrible foe to run into, but let's go ahead and deal with these enslavers using the War Boss. Hang on, how much damage would the War Boss do to these guys? You know, not a bad amount. But for now, let's have them hit the Webway Gate instead. Let's have these Orks move over here and... Hang on, let's move the Weird Boy off of this Orkoid Fungus. He's not benefiting from it any. And we'll have the Weird Boy maybe go over here, go ahead and pop Frazzle on these enslavers. Hey, that's a good amount of damage. And how much damage would our Orc Boys do? Quite a bit, actually, to these enslavers. So they don't look like they'll pose that much of a problem. Good to see. Yeah, this is good. And yeah, we'll finish them off in a single turn, it looks like. Yep, there we go, good to see. And these Orc Boys, we'll use Here We Go just to get them up and moving onto this Orkoid Fungus so that they'll heal. And then we'll put them to heal every turn. Okay. Who's left that needs orders? Oh, the Weird Boy is leveled up. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get some research. Thank you. Alright, and the mechs are out and about. We're going to want them to found a city immediately, though. We're not going to actually put them to use doing anything. Though Lord knows there's plenty of wireweed around here that we could stand to clear. Using a melee heavy army means that wireweed is a real problem. Okay, do we want another unit of mechs to go ahead and do that? We don't have vehicles, so we'd just be doing it to clear up wireweed, which is kind of a waste of money at this scale. Let's see, let's go ahead and get the scrap sheds building up. We're going to need it in the second city. Alright, there's the enslaved Necrons. They're going to get some shots off on my Orc Boys. It's kind of annoying. I'll leave them alone for now because they're going to be bothering me next to the Imperial Bastion, which would be a problem. Alright. Don't see any other Orkoid Fungus around here to help with. To help us, rather. But soon we're going to be setting up a city here, which is going to make this area much more distinctively ours. Give us a nice little secure place to pull back to. Let's go ahead and everybody heal for a minute. The Weird Boy and the War Boss don't need to heal, though. Let's see, we could have the War Boss move up on his own, but we'll hold off on that for just a moment. Now, where do we want this city? We're going to want this city... yeah, right here probably sounds good, yeah. Wrap the turn up. We are in a prime position for energy here. This is good stuff. Okay, let's see here. Only one more turn, then we'll have that city up and ready to go. Let's see, we'll move this Weird Boy up. and we will have this war boss come and take the mobile holo projector and take the extra heals. The war boss inexplicably has 21 health out of 20. Okay, the bug passed. It must have just been visual. Okay, these guys are fully healed up. Let's move them off of the orkoid fungus and let somebody else heal. Man, that healing is so fast. It's so good. Makes life so much simpler. Go ahead and take that skull altar. Don't mind if I do. Does it have any items for me? No. Is it only the Ruins of Vault that provide items? I guess that would make sense. That's the elves for you. Oh, hey, ambles. Let's see. Oh, my God. Well, there goes those ambles. Nobody messes with this war boss. Sheesh. Good Lord. Alright, well, so far the Orc game has been a rollicking success. I got really lucky, I think, by picking up that Lightning Gauntlet and the Endurance Implant. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and throw down a city right here. Yeah, it's kind of right next to the Orkoid Fungus. I'm not going to use that Orkoid Fungus, though, I feel. There we go. The Empire of the Orks. Now, what we want here is... Hang on. How quickly would we get energy building up? 5 turns. That's not bad. But we'll go ahead and we'll expand here, but then once it's finished, once that tile is finished, we're actually going to be focusing on putting in scrap sheds in the town center rather than putting in that energy building right there. So the Necrons must be somewhere close, right? For us to see that enslaved Necron warrior. Because the game's not gone on long enough for that Necron warrior to really wander too far from home. Let's send the rest of our army up north. There's a considerable stretch of territory to the north we've not explored, and I really should be exploring. As much as I enjoy chasing the fight, after all, I am Orcs, so it makes me money. Let's see here. In Deep, we are ready to produce another building of some kind. Let's see. For now, if we put in Orkoid Fungus, that would get us more food from our actual food buildings. Influence also sounds quite good, but right now... Oh, we put in a population cap building. Excellent. But right now, it looks like we're actually going to need loyalty. There's not any good loyalty spots. This spot is not terrible for loyalty, so let's go ahead and tear up the forest here, and we'll put down a loyalty building, just to avoid wasting space that could go to better buildings. Scrap sheds is researched. Excellent. So we'll be able to put up a scrap shed in either of our cities. Which, actually, let's go ahead and... Yeah, we'll put that in Deep next, instead of the loyalty building I was going to work on. That might be a dumb idea in the long run, but we'll see. After all, it can only reduce production by 50%. That's the cap. So, hey. Could be worse. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send the war boss off on his own. That sounds smart. Sheesh, he runs fast. And then we've got the Webway Gate there, and Recaf leave. Hey. Okay, these Orc boys did not move, really. Alright, for our next bit of research, we will get a 3-tile-wide radius. And come to think of it, I should be looking into getting a Pain Boy. Yeah, 1 food and 2 influence. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Not too shabby. I'll take it. And that guy will be healing our Orc units up and making it so they can stay on the battlefield even longer, which is crazy, because we've already got fantastic healing. Alright, this war boss will be moving over, as will the boys. Let's see, Kroot Hounds. Wow, Orc boys defeat Kroot Hounds in a single turn. Good to see. That's a relief after having played several factions for whom the Kroot Hounds are a real annoyance. Oh, we're going to be using a Lightning Gauntlet to overkill this Webway Gate. That's funny. No Eldar cities near me, thank you. Alright, Weird Boy up. Yep, we're going to be moving everybody up. Don't need to keep any Orc boys protecting the city of Empire. After all, we've already cleared out the Castellan, and that's pretty well the only major threat I could see there being here. It's going to be a minute before we get to do anything in any of our cities, though, as they will be busy for a minute, both of them working on scrap sheds. We'll go ahead and wrap the turn. More Kroot Hounds! Oh no! These ones are actually going to do quite a bit of damage to my Orc boys, I'm willing to bet. Oh, that's not actually a huge amount of damage. That's not... I mean, it's not nothing, but it's also not really something. Let's see. Can the weird boy finish these Kroot hounds off? Probably not. We'll let the other orc boys step in. They'll do the work. The weird boy will step up to this recaf leaf, and will take the free food and influence associated with it. Probably the two favorite resources of the orcs. What have we got here? Lots of Imperial ruins. Lots and lots of Imperial ruins. This place used to be a real city, apparently. The weird boy leveled up. Excellent. We will take the Warpath ability, because that sounds quite good. After that, I should be looking into upgrading Frazzle, because right now it's not super good. I didn't even look at what the level 6 ability is for the weird boy. Let's see here. We'll move all these guys up ever so slightly, so slowly. This guy will keep running on back home to Deep, so that the first Pain Boy we build will be able to do some good healing to him. Oh, hello, Vespids. Yeah, these guys we ain't gonna have a problem with. Oh, right, the weird boy is going to be boosting the melee attacks of my war boss. That's nice. That's a nice combination right there. And we will go ahead and also... Oh, no, wait. Warpath... Okay, Warpath is an active buff, not a passive buff. Interesting. Should have blown it last turn, then. Or not last turn, before I... Yeah, I should have checked that before I told the war boss to move. Eh, well. Oh, hey, Orkoid Fungus. The sign of my people. Okay. Have everybody move up bit by bit here. Can only move up so much when there's so much fog of war, though. And where did these Vespids go? They have disappeared far off into the night. Okay, let's see here. Now, Frazzle, I assume, actually does less damage than if the weird boy just hit the webway gate with his own stick. Alright. Well, the war boss will hold off on attacking for a turn, because I don't want him to use up his lightning gauntlet. These orc boys will wait to get healed. And other than that, I've got nothing to do, except we do have the building radius up. So that's nice. So, let's see. From this pool here... The Big Mech, is he a hero? Hang on. Is the Pain Boy... The Pain Boy is listed as a hero. The Big Mech isn't. However, the Battle Wagon, I believe, is pretty crazy. So we'll go ahead and research that. Oh, no! That's unfortunate. On the bright side, the War Boss can step up and do some health, do some damage here, but sheesh. Go ahead and have the weird boy step up. Now, the weird boy could frazzle the Castellan himself, but it wouldn't do much. Instead, he'll be providing the Warpath buff to my other orcs, which is not going to do a whole lot for these orc boys. But it will do, yeah, alright, a considerable upgrade to the damage of my war boss. It's good to see. Now, let's see. Let's go ahead and have the Blood Axe Gorkas here. Go ahead and pop the Here We Go. Sprint on over here. Now, let's see. The Pain Boy. Let's go ahead and have this guy. Let's see. What has he got? He has the Urdy Syringe, which is a poison weapon that does more damage to infantry and monsters. Oh, I like this little guy down here. He's got a goblin hanging out on his backpack. That's what the miniature looked like, wasn't it? What was this guy's name? Mad Doc Grotsnick or something, I want to say was his name on the tabletop. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up. Maybe that's the generic Pain Boy. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, for unique abilities, let's see. Nothing too unusual here. Nothing crazy, but let's see here. Doc's Tools, plus 6 hit points. Oh, what the? Passive ability reduces upkeep of all units in the radius around him. That's nice. And permanently increases damage and damage reduction of target ally. Whoa! He can just apply a permanent buff? What? And then a plus 25% damage and feel no pain reduction. Wow, the Pain Boy is really good. Let's go ahead and get the healing ability. Oh, and we can go ahead and get the Cyborg. These are all three really good abilities. But for now, let's go ahead. Both consume an action, I assume. Yes, okay. We'll go ahead and heal those orc boys. That heal will get better with time, of course. And get back on the move. Meanwhile, back in the city of Deep, I would love to get more pain boys, because wow. Wow. That's really good stuff. I'll hold off just for now so we don't go too crazy with our influence building, but sheesh. Speaking of going crazy, I'm kind of thinking about ordering another unit of Ork boys. We could cover more ground that way. Yeah, let's do it. Now, that Castellan is not going to retreat. Oh, that's a surprise. Huh. The Cybernetica Datasmith is going to choose to heal the Castellan, which makes sense. It's not going to be enough healing to save it, though. Alright. These boys are going to go ahead and use Here We Go to not really protect themselves that much. Alright, the Weird Boy, we will go ahead. Frazzle, nah, not very good. And so, oh, he can, okay, wait, Warpath has a 2-turn cooldown. Interesting. Well, in that case, the Weird Boy gets to do nothing this turn. So we will just plainly have the War Boss do whatever he's going to do to Castellan by default. There we go. Pick up some influence and ore. Not too shabby. And the other Orks will go ahead and wreck the Datasmith. Can they finish him? No, he's just ever so slightly tanky enough to survive. Right, let's go ahead and have the Pain Boy. Yeah, here we go. Get up in there. Ah, the War Boss is leveled up. That's nice to see. Bust heads. Minus 20% morale loss. And it is a free action, but not passive. So I'd have to remind myself to use it every couple of turns. That would be very annoying. We'll hold off on that for now. We'll go for Attack Squig instead. I don't see myself remembering to pop that buff every few turns. When I'm actually in a war, then that would probably be more useful. But right now, eh. Hang on, let's get the Weird Boy close so he can actually get experience from this kill. There we go. I want to get some experience on him especially, because the War Boss's abilities aren't too bad. But the abilities on the Weird Boy and the Pain Boy are really good. Oh, I accidentally moved up the Ork boys that were wounded. Hopefully no Kroot Hounds are back here. That'd be bad. I wouldn't be super shocked, though. That's how it usually goes for me. Okay, we are going to go ahead and have this set of Ork boys. Let's move these guys up. And the Pain Boy will move up here. And we'll send him back, and we'll heal him. Ever so slightly. Yeah, not very much. Not very much. Better than nothing, but not by much. Right, let's go ahead and check out what's going on up here. Not much? Yeah, that would make sense. We claim this place is an outpost, but we can't seem to see much that's going on there. I guess that's the cloud cover rather than the fog of war, though. Go ahead and wrap the turn. Boy, I feel like it's night and day, the difference between how I was playing this game before, which was entirely the wrong way to play, and the way I'm playing it properly now. Let's go ahead and have these guys just sit and heal, because they're not making that much healing off the Pain Boy himself. Guess it makes sense the Pain Boy's not actually very good at healing damage. Kind of makes sense, considering their whole gimmick is that they're actually not very great doctors. They're just very experimental. Alright, let's go ahead and clear off this little webway gate here. I'm sick of it. It's an eyesore. While over here, we will go ahead and pop Frazzle on the Weird Boy, and he'll be doing a lot of damage to those Vespid Stingwings. The rest of my units will move up. Anyone who can, at least. While the Empire of the Orks has finally got the scrap shed going and ready to put in some other buildings. So we will go ahead and get to work on that. Okay. So we've got another unit of Ork boys out. Let's go ahead and cut this recording here, as I believe I've been going for pretty close to an hour. So, yeah, having a pretty good time with the Orcs so far. Gonna hop right from this recording into another one. I'm having such a good time. So, I will see you folks then. Later.